Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and today we're going to be taking a look at our 10-day update on the new free-to-play account, Fat Phil II. So again guys, like and subscribe, comment down below, let me know your thoughts. Hopefully you're enjoying this series, and of course let's give a massive shout out to the channel members while we're here. Thank you guys again for continuing to show your support of this channel. Again, if you're ever interested in joining, that link is always in the video description. Again, just to sell this a little bit, they get access to a special section of the Discord. I will walk them through Galactic Legends, kind of provide them advice whenever they need it. So again, thank you guys for continuing to put your faith in me. Let's get into the video here. Let's talk about the Fat Phil II account. So here is our arena team right now. We are currently 3,358th in my shard. It's pretty, I'm pretty pleased with where they're at, especially with what I have and haven't put into them yet. So doing pretty good here. We'll get into why the gear looks the way that it does. In terms of stats, the big one I want you to pay attention to is the Galactic War Battles 1. We have only done 5 iterations of Galactic War, and every single time it has been a full clear. So we've been full clear in Galactic War, which has been huge. I really like it. It's a big part of the equation. And again, because we're full clearing this, it's only going to take me 11 times to, if I can continue to full clear, it'll be 11 full clears to get Zeb, and then another 11 to get Cad Bane, and then I'm thinking I'm going to go all in on my dark side ships to get to the Zeta challenge for Grandma Tarkin. So really looking forward to that. Now, before we get into the characters and some of the big farming updates, I want to talk about some of the changes that have happened on this account. So, initially, my plan was to use Moff Gideon, get him to 5 stars via his hard node here. Right? He does have a Cantina location, but I was going to use his hard node, get him to 5 stars by the time that I'd get into the speeder bike raid. That was kind of my goal. My guild is actually doing the speeder bike raid now, and I missed the first time just because I wasn't prepared for it whatsoever. And with that change, I've been rushing Lando to 5-star. Now, why would I rush Lando to 5-star instead of Moff Gideon? Because Moff Gideon has a Cantina node. This, guys, is where you have to understand what it means to be free to play. Being free to play means that you have to make decisions sometimes, like a quote-unquote business decision, rather than a flashy decision. And so Lando is going to be the character to 5-star because we're going to flip over to the free to play farming guide here. Let's move up here. So in the free-to-play farming guide, you know that in the second stage of this, guide, phase 2, we're going to be building Jedi Knight Luke, and we need Lando out of Cantina for that. I don't need Moff Gideon for anything right now. He's not a Journey Guide character. He's not a Journey Guide wreck. He's a very good character, but I don't need him where I need to farm Lando. I need to go in the Cantina to get Lando. So I'm just paying it forward. I'm just going for that, paying it forward. So if I can get Lando out of the Cantina, that's going to save me time later down the road that I could spend getting signal data. So because we get Lando to 5-star and get speeder bike raid rewards earlier, it presents this Mark 1 raid problem. And the Mark 1 raid problem is how I'm calling it. It's not really a problem, but it's a problem because I have to solve it, right? I have to figure out what to do with it. So Old Ben and Farm Boy Luke are both in the Cantina on 8 energy nodes. And they're both available for Mark 1 raid currency. And when you look in that guild store, right, we go to the guild store and we look at what I can purchase with Mark 1 raid currency, it's all later stage core gear that right now I don't really need. Right? Like you look at this, none of it is needed for any of my current characters. None of them need this yet. I'm not at the gear level where I'm needing of this stuff, right? So my thought is maybe using my Mark 1 raid currency to farm Farm Boy and Old Ben, saving myself the time in Cantina, which I can then use to jumpstart, number 1, getting TIE Fighter Pilot and his ship. Maybe I can completely get TIE Fighter Pilot and, more importantly, the TIE Fighter itself out of the Cantina and not having to spend any fleet currency or Galactic War currency on this ship. Just get it out of the Cantina because I didn't have to get Farm Boy and Old Ben out of there. The other thing that this also provides the opportunity for me to do is jumpstart some of these other farms that I need for Jedi Knight Luke, being Lando and Captain Han, Chief Chirpa for Ewoks, because I'm going to need C-3PO, and then Geo Soldier and Geo Spy just for pilots on their ships. Again, just thinking outside the box of what can I do to jumpstart these things. Any of these farms that I can complete before I'm level 85 is money in the bank, because that's less signal data, that's less time that I have to spend not farming signal data. So I really want to focus on these things. The more stuff that I can get out of here, the better. So that's been a really, really big part of this account. Very excited about that. So again, I think this is what we're going to end up doing. Probably get these guys out of the Mark 1 raid, because I don't really need a ton of gear right now. And again, you guys know the reason I don't need a ton of gear, why I'm not as pressed about it, is because I'm using the allies approach to progressing through my light side and dark side battles. So because of the allies, again, I say this all the time, one of the best piece of advice I have for you as an earlier player is just grab as many high-level allies as you can and use the characters that they have as allies to get you through light side, dark side battles, and that saved me a crazy amount of gear. So this has been a really, really good thing to do. Again, that's not impossible to do. The amount of players who just come into my server and ask for high-level allies and they get them is awesome. So the other thing that I've really been relying on is bronziums. So bronzium packs early are very good. So we're getting some solid gear, right? Like I just got some good gear there for Kanan. I got the full piece that I need, which is nice. But the other thing that bronzium pulls have given me is some decent characters. So like we got, 3-star Scout, Luminara, and Stormtrooper, who they're not the greatest characters, but it's better than ever having to farm them. And then we got Biggs and Ewok Elder, who are 2 characters that I will need later on down the road. So if I can get these guys out of bronzium packs, we'll be shooting for the moon, right? That's time that I don't have to spend farming them. Very much like that. So bronzium's doing some good work. And I've gotten other characters, but these are kind of the big drops. Finally, why is my Ezra a lower gear? So we're saving gear and even ability materials. We're not going crazy on Ezra because we're going to be getting Captain Rex. And when we get Captain Rex, when we finally finish unlocking him, we'll be throwing everything we can into this man. We'll be getting gear on him, ability materials, because we'll have the full Phoenix team that I want to use for the rest of time. So very excited to get Captain Rex. Really want to be focusing on him. In terms then of once we get the 5-star Lando, we'll go back to Ezra and Kanan. We'll get them 7-star pretty quickly, which will be nice. That'll be a really good boost. We do have Range Trooper. We don't yet have the ability to farm Piet. That's in 6B light side, so we're still a ways away from being able to get to farming Piet, but I want to keep that in mind for when we get there. And then the big thing that I wanted to say for this, we do have Grief Karga, by the way. I've unlocked Grief Karga IG-11, but check this out. I can unlock Veers finally, and we can start building that Imperial Trooper team. So I'm so pumped for this. Getting Veers is going to be awesome. Very excited to have General Veers as part of the Imperial Troopers. But even bigger than all of that, 10 days in, I can finally unlock Darth Vader with this achievement, promoting characters. There goes Darth Vader, and this is where I want to end this video, guys. We finally get Darth Vader. 10 days, we finally get probably one of the best early characters in the game. I love Darth Vader so much. I'm so excited for this. He will obviously be our first Zeta because of Merciless Massacre just being what it is. So we're just going to take him up right away. I do want to take this guy up. Absolutely deserves it. Let's see how far we get. Gear 3, Gear 4. There we go. All right. So there's Vader. Let's throw some abilities on him. Let's see how far we can get. Okay, I don't want to go too much. Yeah, okay, we're going to stop there. Maybe should have saved these for Rex, but I'm a little bit excited to get Darth Vader, not going to lie. And we'll do that. Okay. Yep. So maybe went a little bit crazy with abilities here, but I don't care. It's still a little bit away from getting Rex. So finally got Darth Vader. Again, we'll have to keep working through these things, kind of get the rest of this stuff going. But otherwise, guys, very excited with where the account is. Really, really pleased with where we are. Again, couldn't have done this without your guys' support, and I hope you're continuing to see that, continuing to enjoy seeing the progress of this account. Again, if you can like, subscribe, comment down below, let me know all your thoughts. I love all of you. If you're still watching right now, FatPhil2nd is the GOAT down in the comment section. You guys know the drill. I love all you. May the force be with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.